Hello. Today, the personal experience that I want to share is one about my dad, being that he is the most nonchalant and relaxed person I've ever met in my life. I'm convinced there's no one more just to his level of I don't care about anything as much as he is, just to the point where it's funny. Um, I have a couple of childhood experiences, a couple of stories that I can tell about it. With me, it's like the funniest thing ever, but you got to be there to kind of experience it. So I want to tell those two stories, but it probably won't be at the same effect as just the way it sits with me anyway. When I was younger, was a kid, we would play hide and seek as all kids would do, but we play hide and seek all around the neighborhood all the time. Anyway, one time we thought it would be cool to do it inside my dad's house, and it was three of us. And I had remember that I was the one who was specifically being it. My friend had hid in the bathroom. My other friend, it's a small house. There wasn't many places to hide, so he was hiding behind the kitchen table. It was stupid at the time, but I could see him as soon as I came out the room. I could see him, but he still tried anyway. Anyway, he had as soon as I found him, he stood up, and it was in a tight space, like super tight, and he stood up, and then his back had like left a hole in the wall. And I remember thinking, like, how am I going to tell my dad that there's a hole in his wall and he probably ain't going to be able to afford to fix it. But I did. Like 5 minutes later, I showed him the hole, and he was just still faced, like no expression. Just, I don't know. It was at the time it wasn't funny, but now when I think about it, we talk about it, and it's funny. But um, that hole in the wall is actually still there to this day. Anyway, the next story that I wanted to tell is one with me and my cousin when we used to train with these certain people when we boxed, and they had an event one time at Spectrum Center in Charlotte. And my parents, they don't like driving in Charlotte, they like whatsoever. But we managed to get there fine. Before the event started, it was still daylight. You could see we got there. That was done. Anyway, the story takes place after we left the event and we were leaving Spectrum Center. It was dark by the time, I think it was like 10, 11, something like that. And we were pulling out the parking lot. We got on the main road to head back to Gastonia from Charlotte. And it was dark. We were, as soon as we pulled out, like not even 5 minutes later, we got out of the stadium. And my dad had went over on a median. He like both tires just on the median rolling through it. And at the time, it wasn't funny, but his expression was just, he said, oh, and then just got back over in the lane. We left after the fact, but that was like the funniest thing. And we still cry from laughter about that today. Anyway, I say all this to say that I only pray for that level of patience about every situation I get into. That level of I don't care and relaxation just about anything is just something I can pray for. Anyway, thank you for listening. Have a great